Okay, this video is going to be a quick video about understanding terrain association. Now, to be able to learn this concept with land navigation, you first maybe have to have a little bit of experience with land nav and with map reading and things like that. That way we don't have to spend too much time going over a lot of different details and concepts. So, terrain association is the idea of using the terrain to understand where you are and where you're heading, but also to use the terrain to your advantage when moving across the terrain, rather than missing opportunities to simplify your course. Uh, you can use terrain association to make things much more easy for yourself, and it actually will help guide you. So here's an example. So if you can see these really thin lines, these are streams. So I have two streams, and they come together here at a creek intersection, or just an intersection of sorts. So I'm going to put a little dot there. And there's a road here, and I would like to get to the road. One way of using terrain association is I can look at this map here and see that there is a draw coming down here. There is a draw here on this side, and there's a spur, or even a bit of a ridge here. And whenever you're going to be in the woods, you're going to be sitting here. Let's say this map is oriented north. You're going to look northeast and see that there's a hill in front of you, and on either side of the hill there's a bit of a valley, if you want to call it that. And one way to make sure you're heading in the correct direction, let's say you do know your azimuth, you do know the direction you're supposed to travel, you have an idea of the distance and time. One way to use the terrain to your advantage and to help to keep you on course and to help use as a way of acquiring bearings is you're going to hike along this course, and you're going to know that you're going to continually be moving uphill. And let's say you move off course over here, because you've studied your maps and you understand what it's supposed to feel like, you know that you need to just keep moving uphill no matter what. So you'll say you'll wander here accidentally, just continue moving uphill, and it'll move you back onto the spur, onto the ridge here, and you'll eventually intersect with the road. And the same with this direction here. If you move off course to the west, or more southern of the azimuth you have, you can use the terrain, knowing that you need to be moving uphill continually, to correct yourself and move uphill. You'll get back on this spur, on the ridge, and you'll intersect with the road. And so this is how you use terrain association. And even the selecting of the stream intersection is a way of using terrain association, rather than selecting a random point, let's say right here as your starting point. It's nearly impossible to understand where you are and your distances unless you're a very experienced land navigator. So this is an example of terrain association.